Hey guys, Master is back with some Borderlands 2 for you today, of course, and what we're going to do is go over the one-shot trick that you saw in the previous video. A few people asked what was happening. It's information that's been known for quite some time, but I figure I'd share it with my audience because I've always been a Siren player, and it's something that I didn't know existed until very recently. But what it is, it's a trick where if you hit the bunker with a particular weapon and setup in a very specific area, you can trigger a lot of chain reaction ricochets to occur, and it will basically one-shot the bunker. So it ricochets multiple times inside the bunker between his turrets and his center eye, and will just melt his health down. We'll go over the setup, go over the class mods, weapons, everything you need to use, and then I might even see if I can do one and commentate it as it happens. But anyway, the first thing you're going to need is a Pimpernel. You get the Pimpernel from Washburn Refinery from a quest that SensorBot gives you. The quest is called Don't Copy That Floppy. You have to go and kill a couple of pirates, pick up a few floppies, turn it back in, and you'll just be given this. So you will need the Captain Scarlet's DLC, but I mean the DLCs are incredibly cheap now. If you love Borderlands, spend a couple of bucks and get it. As far as weapons go, that's all you need. There's no other weapon you really need. You'll need this class mod. You don't need the specific blurred trickster. You can use like a mirrored trickster or something like that, but as long as it has +5 or +6 in chain reaction. Of course, blurred trickster, the blue class mod, will give you +6 in chain reaction, which is the absolute best you can get, but it will work with +5 as well. B's optional. If you do use a B, it will do more damage, of course, but it can also run the risk of crashing your game a lot easier because it's calculating much more damage. When you think about what's happening, I'll explain a bit better when I start demonstrating what actually happens, but yeah, you can use a B, you don't have to use a B. Skills, as far as your build goes, all you really need to do is stack into chain reaction. If you use skills like Reaper to get more gun damage, yes, it helps. But yeah, do your normal build and just make sure you stack into chain reaction. So what chain reaction does is when an enemy's phase locked, and what I mean by phase lock is they have to be lifted. It can't be like when you phase lock the bunker or phase lock the warrior or something like that, where it just hits them. It actually has to lift an enemy up off the ground to activate chain reaction. So that's why in the video you may have seen me phase lock a smaller enemy and then shoot the bunker. So phase locking the smaller enemy activates chain reaction, and then your ricochet chance with this particular setup I have is 88%. So that means that if a bullet hits a target, 88% chance that that bullet will ricochet and then hit another target. And that's the key to this whole setup. So the gun that we have here, the Pimpernel, if I shoot it, you'll see that what happens is it has a center pellet, and then the center pellet then spawns 5 extra pellets in a star shape around it. So see that? So the center pellet is 1, and then the outside pellets are 5. Now, all of those will hit for max damage. All of those will hit for max amp damage. There's a little bit more technicality in there as well as far as like critical modifiers and things, but I won't go too deeply into it. So what happens is when you hit the bunker in a very specific spot, the pellets will all ricochet between his eye and his turrets because the bunker counts as 3 enemies. So the bunker's quite a weird setup. When you have a look on your mini-map at the bunker, he won't be 1 red dot if he has both of his turrets up. If he has both his turrets up, he'll be 3 dots, which means he counts as 3 enemies. So having such a high ricochet chance, it'll just ricochet throughout his body, off his center eye, off the turret, back to his center eye, and it'll just keep bouncing until 2 things happen. He will either just completely lose all his health, and then he'll fly away, and then you can just kill him easily, or your game will completely crash. I have crashed my game multiple times with this little trick. So you saw the demonstrations at the start. That's what happens when it actually works. You hit him in the right spot, and it just absolutely melts him. But that's about it, man. That's about it. That's how the trick works. All you've got to do is make sure you phase lock an enemy. You hit him in the eye, just a little bit below the very center of his eye. As soon as you land it, you'll know because your game will just pause for a second, which means it's just overloaded with calculations for damage. And then, like I said, 2 things will happen, man. You'll either crash or you'll be instantly victorious. But anyway, that's how it works. That's what you need. I hope you enjoyed the brief explanation. Thanks for the support on the recent videos. I appreciate it. And until the next one, we'll see you later.